The M&M twins, we do all sorts of things. Just sit back in your comfy chair. We do things like challenges, experiments, and trying things that are weird. Just be prepared and don't get scared. We're the M&M twins.
Hello everyone, it's Morgan from the M&M Twins, and today I'll be doing another video. In today's video, I will be doing another Cooking with Morgan. In today's video, we will be making cake pops! Yay! Enough of my jibber jabber, let's get straight on to the video. Here is what you will need. Actually, before we get straight into the video, this is the kind of cake pops we will be making. Baseball cake pops. Now let's get straight on to the video. On what you will need. Bowls you will need. A large mixing bowl. A deep microwavable safe bowl. A fully cooked and cooled cake. I'm using pound cake. You can use box cake or whatever cake you'd like. White chocolate candy melts. You can use any brand of the candy melts or candy wafers or candy buttons, but I'm using Make & Mold. I got these at AC Morgan. You will also need red candy melts. I'm using the same brand. If you want, you can use some red icing. That you will be needing is frosting. I'm using cream cheese frosting. Last but not least, other items you will need. The first thing is this squeeze bottle. Next, you will need a half a cup. You also need some cake pop sticks. You will also need a stand to put your cake pops on, or you can use a foam block. And last but not least, this is optional, you can use some bags and twisted ties to put your cake pops in so you can give them to family and friends. First thing that you want to do first, of course, is wash your hands. Now comes the serious part. Let's go. The first thing that you want to do is grab your large mixing bowl. I forgot to mention that you will also be needing tin foil or clear plastic wrap, wax paper, and a pan. The first thing that we want to do is line a large baking sheet with wax paper. There we go. Magic. Now you want to grab your big mixing bowl. Now you want to take your fully cooled and baked cake and you want to put it in your bowl. Remember, pound cake is probably the best cake to make cake pops with. If you want to know where to get pound cake, one of the places is Stop and Shop. If you want to know where to get pound cake, I got one of the places. I got mine at Stop and Shop. Now back to the recipe. Now that we have our cake in our bowl, we just want to crumble it with our hands. We want fine crumbs. We don't want large crumbs, or else we'll have chunky cake pops. And nobody wants chunky cake pops. Right? Right. How you can tell if you have fine crumbs is if you reach into the bowl and you don't see any big chunks. This is the kind of small crumbs that we are looking for. But it's okay if you have chunks like this big, because that won't matter. Like this big. So that's how you know if you have fine crumbs. Now what we want to do is grab our frosting, our half cup, and a spoon. Ooh, that was some magic. I prefer fresh frosting not even open, but it's okay if you use frosting that was already opened. It doesn't really matter. I'm just looking for the freshest cake pops. And now you just want to scoop your frosting into your half cup until it's full to the top. And now you just want to grab your cake crumbs and scoop your frosting and put it into the cake. And now you just want to mix it until it's well blended. And if you're wondering what to mix it with, go ahead, mix it with your hands. This is what your mixture should look like once it's all mixed together. Now you want to grab your pan with the wax paper. And now you want to start shaping your cake pops. You want to shape them like 1.5 inch balls, which is about 2 tablespoons of your cake mixture. I would eyeball it like the balls, but I'm gonna use a measuring spoon instead. My cake balls are all done. Not my cake pops. I wish. But they I didn't get to make 24. My cake only made about 20. And the recipe says that it's supposed to make 24, but that's okay if we're 4 short. But now you can either put it in the refrigerator for 1 hour or put it in the freezer for 10 hours. But I'm going to take the shortcut and put it in the freezer for 10 minutes because I don't want to wait an hour. Before I go and put them in the freezer, I have to cover them with either plastic wrap or tin foil. Tin foil was the first thing that I saw, so I just put tin foil on it. Now my cake pops are out of the freezer or refrigerator. I chose the freezer. Now I'm going to set these aside and get to my bowl. Now I need to place my chocolate in the bowl. But that's not right because I can't microwave plastic. What I have to do is put the actual chocolates into the bowl. Let's go. For the regular recipe, which is 24 cake pops, you're going to need 14 to 16 ounces of chocolate. I'm using 12 ounces of chocolate since I only have 20 cake balls. Now we want to put our chocolate in the microwave for 30 seconds. It depends on what chocolate you use. Put it in the microwave depending on the chocolate that you use. It will be microwaved right now. Woo! It's all melted up and ready to put on our cake pops. Okay, so now that we have our chocolate all melted, we want to take a cake ball and make sure these are firm and dip it about this much in, maybe this much, and stick it into our cake ball no longer than halfway through. Now you just want to repeat this process until all your cake balls have sticks on them. Now that I have all my cake pops placed on my wax paper, you just want to grab your chocolate again and dip a cake pop into the chocolate. And tap off the excess chocolate. Don't worry, Molly's editing. Almost done! My cake pops are finally finished. They kind of look sloppy. They're a little bit sloppy because it's very hard to put the chocolate on and coat it perfectly. I just don't know how this book does that. But anyways, I put these in the freezer again for 10 minutes. And the chocolate hardened. And now it's time to melt our red chocolate and put stripes on our cake pops. So I'm going to set these aside. Now I'm going to take my red white chocolate. Remember, you could use red frosting if you prefer. Anyways, I'm going to take my white chocolate and take the cap off of my squirter and place my chocolates inside. An easier way to put your chocolate in is by breaking it in half and just plopping it in instead of going like this and ruining the top of your bottle with chocolate. Now my chocolate is all melted! Yay! So as you can see, it was my first time, so they don't really look the best. They look really terrible and trashy. Remember, like they always say, you can never... Remember, you can never judge a cake pop by its cover of chocolate, just like they say you can never judge a book by its cover. So now it's time to try it. 3, 2, 1.
Oh dear.
The cake is so moist you don't even know. Now you see it? Now you don't.